Man, this young man, he loves to hunt. He's a great leader in ACN. I can always count on him. We have a lot of great conversations together about ACN and about business. He was what they call, I guess it's called a sanitation engineer. He's a fantastic family man. And he said residual income is what I need to get in my life. And he got involved with ACN and never looked back. And hailing from, I don't know which city or which house he's in today, but I want to thank my dear friend, Matt Seevers.
If a garbage man can do this business, anyone could do this business, right? So
yeah, that's true. You actually could clean up in this business, right?
Yeah, we could take out the trash too when need be. Awesome. I love the energy. Awesome energy. Some incredible bonuses, huh? Definitely some incredible bonuses on the table. So, well, guys, I'm excited to be here. Always honored to speak to just everyone about ACN, especially the people that are already involved. I know this is a leadership conversation, so I'm honored, and thank you, Mr. Thomas, for having me on, and thank you for those kind words. I do appreciate all those conversations you and I do have about the business, and obviously, just about life, about residual income, about investing, about things of that nature. So, thank you, just for that friendship. Much, much appreciated. So guys, what would you like to talk about today? Making some money? Yeah, for sure. So, some of you may know my story, some of you maybe not. As Mr. Thomas said, I was a sanitation engineer. So many years ago, I did that for 20 years actually. And along that journey, I was introduced to ACN actually in 2003. Seems like a long time ago now. And I remember going to see my wife at her job, and a lady she worked with said, "Hey, are you interested in making extra money?" And I said, "No, my bank account's full. Like, who's not interested in making money, right?" So I'm like, "Yeah, what do you got?" Right. And it was the perfect peak because I'm somebody that needs to know the information. And she goes, "No, I'm just excited. I can't explain it. Trust me, you need to meet somebody." And so there was enough trust and rapport there that I was like, okay. She invited me to her house, and I met an individual that some of you know was actually Leopold Lacey. And he had something that I wanted. It was time and money freedom already with this business. And I seen the information, and I was like, wow, I'm not going to quit my job, but this makes too much sense not to put as a plan B, part-time, spare time. And I'm glad that I did because not long after that, the company was going through downsizing, and we used to have 3 men on the garbage truck. Now, if you look, there's one person's doing what 3 of us used to do. So during that downsize, a lot of us, we had injuries and surgeries, and I literally woke up one day, I couldn't physically walk. And so I'm freaking out thinking like, what am I going to do? Company's telling me, we don't think you can do this job anymore. And thank God for ACN, right? Thank God I had the plan B, the safety net, because I already knew it worked. I seen people, make a lot of money, tremendous lifestyle. So all we did is shifted our focus, followed the leaders, and just followed a system, guys. And in a 12-month period, we replaced 2 incomes. We're able to go full time. So it's been about 15 years, I think now, that we've been able to be full time. And what does full time look like? It means you get to do what you want to do. You're setting your schedule. And to me, that's freedom, right? And what I mean by that is, a lot of people want to be rich and all this stuff. That's great. Here's my definition of wealth: is having enough residual income that comes into your household, pays your bills, whatever those are, your car payment, your house payment, and you now have your time and money together. It means you do the things that you want to do when you want to do them. So that's my definition of wealth, right? Is having true freedom. And there's not too many things that I've seen that we can acquire that with. I mean, real estate, yeah, you can have a great real estate portfolio, or maybe you've written a best-selling book. But ACN, honestly, guys, and here's something that some of you don't know. So 24 years in the workforce, I know what it's like to have a 9 to 5. I did build traditional business, a brick and mortar, and also built an ACN business. And they're all hard work, no matter how you slice it. They're all hard work. And it's funny because everything you do in life is going to be hard work anyways. It doesn't matter if you're getting in shape, if you're building a business, whatever it is. And so I can honestly say, from my opinion, this business here far outweighs any, the rewards are greater than any of the other things that I did. Like I said, working a job, there's no security in that. Building traditional businesses, man, a lot of things can happen. And here you have a business that we can build with little to no overhead. And imagine we can build this thing anywhere, anytime, as large as we want. So that's truly something that's exciting. And one of the things, if I could encourage you guys, I was thinking about this yesterday. I actually was super excited, couldn't wait to talk to everybody on this call today. And I was just reflecting about, things that I've done personally in life to, that you want to be good at or you want to be successful at. It always takes setting a goal, right? I know Julian Lewis, I know he's, into fitness and taking care of himself. And I guarantee he sets goals to thrive, to set a goal that he has a target to hit, right? You don't just, say, oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds or I'm going to get in shape. No, you develop a lifestyle, you set some goals. And I was thinking about that yesterday. Every single one of us could change our pin by the next event by setting a goal. And it doesn't matter where you are in this business. It matters what you want out of this business. And it's funny because my wife is telling me, hey, you need to lose some weight. And I said, I know, I'm going to lose about 10 or 15 pounds. She's like, no, you need to lose like 20 pounds. I'm like, honey, come on, 20 pounds, a lot of weight. But here's the thing. I know I can go and lose 10 or 15 because I set that goal. That's my goal. Her goal for me is a different goal, right? So my point is this: your leaders want you to win in this business. We all want you to win. But it has to be a goal that if you want to get your 75 points, your 100 points, or RD or RVP, when you decide to set that goal, we can help guide you to that goal. But you have to set that goal. See, we have goals. We want to see you guys hitting positions in record time. But until you make that decision, it ain't going to happen. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. And tracking your business, anything we do in life, you have to track it. I used to compete in powerlifting, and I actually won the state bench press championships years ago. And this is the thing, guys. This was a drug-free powerlifting. It was tested, and I remember training with a guy that was my coach in the gym, and I remember him telling me, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And it was all about a mindset of, a goal. I had a goal that was set, and my goal was to bench 400 pounds. I weighed 194 pounds, and I'm competing against guys that I think were actually doing steroids and stuff because they only tested certain percentage of the group that was competing. But it was all about a mindset, and this guy had a bulletproof mindset. And so following his lead, his confidence gave me confidence that I can do it. And I remember Mr. Mike Basutti, some of you guys know, I had the pleasure of working with him really early on in my ACN career. And I remember him saying from stage one day, he said, listen, if you don't have the confidence yet, borrow mine. And that was eye-opening for me because he had already had success in the company. So it let us know that it will work, by following a system, right? So long story short, you got to set some goals, guys. Eventually, I did hit those goals in the gym, and it was all because of having a good coach. I decided to set the goal, right? You guys got to set a goal, but then you have to track it. When I'm looking at my ACN business, I can remember closing out RVP, and I think it was like the last week we put in like 150 customer points, and I literally had it drawn out. Who am I working with? Who needs to qualify? How many points do we need? How many new reps are coming in? IBOs, we called them reps back then. And I literally had a goal board in my office, and I would look at it every day. And when it was done, I'd put a check mark next to it. Done, done, done. But it was literally drawn out what I needed, where I needed it. And it's funny how those things work. I don't know if you guys ever watched The Secret or heard of, listened to the documentary, but there's something called the law of attraction. And, I actually recommend you listen to it or read it, because I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's crazy. Once you listen to this, it's so true in our life. We attract things, right? Either negative or positive things. And things that I had written on that goal board, I remember guys talking about goals, and they went and found their goal boards years later, and they're like, wow, I accomplished all those things that I had written down. Subconsciously, they even forgot they wrote some of those things down. So having a goal, tracking your goals, from my experience, I found out that stuff works. It actually works. And you can talk to any successful people, and I guarantee they're tracking, things in their life. So whether it's getting in shape, losing weight, whether it's building a business, the people that set goals and that track, those goals, those are the ones that truly win. So here's a quick story for you. Leadership, we talk about building from event to event. And, about last month, well, May, we're in July now. So May was the first in-person event that I'm in Nevada, by the way, Mr. Thomas, I'm in Nevada, Northern Nevada here. And, we were able to actually do an in-person event. We had like almost 200 people there. It was a leadership event with Mr. Basutti. And it was, strictly hands-on type of stuff, guys. It's all hands-on, a lot of role playing. And I brought a lady with me who signed up in ACN and had no time. You know what's crazy? Everyone that says they have no time, I want you to really pay attention to those people, because those people actually know how to get stuff done. They really do. Okay, they have no time for a reason a lot of the time. And it's because they're striving to win in things. They're maybe working and their time is busy with positive things a lot of the times. So this lady was super busy. She actually is a firearm instructor, okay, and she's building a new business. She actually teaches online at UNR. She's an accountant, teaches some kind of fraud online and stuff like that. She used to do it for the casinos here. So she did too much with her ACN business, but I promoted this leadership event. She comes to the leadership event, and reluctantly, by the way, but what she did, she blocked out a couple of days, literally canceled things in her life, some business, and she showed up at the event, it's a 2-day event, and she came out of this event after doing nothing in ACN, nothing. She came out of the event. We signed up 3 brand new IBOs right away. She actually goes ETL, okay, within like the next week. So comes out of there. We signed up another gentleman who's a business owner, by the way. His name's Rufino. He owns a gun store here. And he goes ETL with the bonus in 30 days. His wife signs up in the business. She actually goes ETL in a week with the bonus. Her son signs up the same day, also goes ETL that week with the bonus. They're fired up, right? Things are rolling, money's moving through the business here. They invite another gentleman named Jeff and Sarah. They actually get started in the business. He started on a Friday. By Sunday, he had everything in the system to be ETL with the bonus. Hits Monday, everything catches up in the system. So in that week alone, guys, there was 3 30-day ETLs, and Jeff's wife actually is only a few points away from being ETL also. My point is this: events actually put people into action, okay? Now, you have to maybe coach them, guide them. Some people are self-starters, are gonna go out and do it. But when we talk about building from event to event, it's truly true, guys. Not only do we need to plug into events, it's funny, even like as an RVP, I'm sure Mr. Thomas will tell you as an SVP, if you don't go to events, it's like going, driving your car. Pretty soon your car's on E, and you look at the gas station, you're like, no, I can make it to the next one. No, you're not going to make the next one. We used to tell people, hey, I'll go to the next international event. No, you won't. You won't even be in the business the next event. I mean, that's the truth. So not only do we as leaders need to be poured into, because if not, we have nothing to give out, right? And Mr. Thomas, he sends me stuff almost every day. different quotes, leadership quotes, and things that are going on. And I remember the other day thanking him for that, because as I mentioned, leaders, we still need to, be poured into, as I mentioned, to be able to pour out and help others. Okay. So, that being said, events, I'm fired up. I'm hoping, we can get in front of more people. I love Zoom. Zoom has its place. We've done a lot with Zoom, but there's nothing like seeing someone in person and being able to give them a hug or a handshake. This business truly is a people business at the end of the day. And as we're teaching people this business, yes, we market these services. Julian did a phenomenal job sharing with you the bonuses. Do you know how many people, IBOs, that they don't know what the bonus is? They don't know that. 3 energy customers. I grew up in California. You can get 3 gas customers and get $150. That's money. The gas customer is one of the easiest services you'll ever sign up. It doesn't cost them anything. It comes on the same bill. Matter of fact, for those of you that don't know, in California, PG&E's already putting you on another provider. If you look at your bill, they put you on a third-party gas, a third-party electric, whether you like it or not. So it's one of the easiest customers, in my opinion, you'll ever get. And then you see like ID Seal for 8 points, Vivint for 8 points. I don't know how many of you on this line are trying to close out RVP. The company's giving you, I'll call them inflated points. I mean that in a good way. But guys, it's points. What do I tell the people I'm working with? Listen, services equal points. Points are going to equal income. The more points you get, you qualify for 20% faster. You qualify for your 5 levels of payout. You qualify for RD, RVP, and things of that nature. So why wouldn't you take advantage of those customers? And those are lifetime of the customer, guys. Even though some of those things have contracts, they're lifetime of the customer, meaning you're grandfathered in at the points, but you're also grandfathered in if that customer, which I think Vivint's the lifetime of it, 7, 8, 9 years or something is what the average Vivint customer is. And the best way to get those 2 customers right there is to have it yourself. Hey, show and tell. We're in the show and tell. Mr. Thomas will tell you, I know Julian's been around when we used to market video phone technology. We were in what they called the show and tell business. Vivint, I close more Vivint by just showing, hey, let me show you something. And literally, you just show them your camera, show them, hey, listen, I can lock my door, unlock my door. Oh, someone just rang my doorbell and I'm talking to the person. Matter of fact, it was funny. I think it was last night, we're on a Zoom and there's someone downstairs ringing my doorbell and they're, introducing me to speak on the Zoom. Hold on a second. And I'm talking to the guy downstairs, letting him know, hey, sorry, I can't come to the door because of the technology. So literally, guys, you can show somebody the service. ID Seal, same thing. If you have it, you can open up your app. As soon as I sign up people and it literally searches, I've had people go, from the sex offenders to things that show up, it searches your information right now. And I've had people, they go, oh my God, I can't. And what do? They sign their wife up and they start telling other people. So be proactive, guys, in your business, track those points. I think personally, it's funny, as an RVP, a lot of people, we're promoting to people, hey, go get your 75 points because I don't want you to miss out on your payouts, right? And you want to get 20%, guess what you need? You need 200 points. So one day I set a goal and I said, you know what? I'm going to knock out over 200 points because, well, I want to lead from the front. And so I think I'm at 293 points. I was over 300, and I'll get back there. But I just started getting those services I'm talking about. All of a sudden, points just started piling up, guys. So I encourage you guys to take advantage of all those things that, Julian shared with you, because it's an easy way to help people make money right now, okay? And then long term, of course, they're going to build their points to qualify for those higher residual payouts. And ultimately, don't you guys want to be RVP, SVP, and get paid on all of that business that's in, I'm not SVP yet. So I'm sure Mr. Thomas can share a whole nother level of conversation there. But RVP is pretty good, okay? And when you get free with this opportunity, you're going to need some people to hang out with. See, when you want to go, like after this call, I'm going to the lake. I'm going to Lake Almanor for the weekend to see my buddy and hang out with him. Okay. And I tell you that very humbly. My point is this: imagine you're free all week because you built an ACN business. And this week you're deciding, well, I can do Zoom from the lake. You can, right? You can still talk to people, or you can just go and enjoy life. But you're going to need some people that you want to hang out with. And they're say, oh, you know what? I'll see you there on Saturday. Well, why? Well, because I got to work the rest of the week. See, how about getting free, getting some people free so you can travel the world, as I know Mr. Thomas does. And that's truly priceless, guys. It really, really is. When we first got free with this opportunity, my son played college baseball. And I remember we were able to go every weekend. He was the Sunday starter. So we knew what state they were going to be in. Every single weekend, we would fly to a different state. We'd go to Utah, go to Washington, wherever he was playing, it didn't matter. And we were able to be there and be present, not having to ask permission, not having to, to have the day off, not worrying when we had to get back home. Guys, that's a true lifestyle. That's true freedom. Would you guys agree? Yes or no? I mean, that to me, that's what this business is all about. And I don't know what your passion is. At the time, that was our passion, is to spend time with my son. Now he's in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, playing baseball. And so my wife's, once again, wants to start traveling to go see him play in all of these places. So, I hope some of that is helpful, guys. I can literally talk to you all day about this business. Very thankful for not only the business of what it gives us, monetary, but the friendships. I mean, my best friends are truly in this business. Yes, I have a couple of, friends I grew up with that are not in the business. They're still my best friends, but most of my friends are in this business. And you know why? Is because you're building friendships, but you're building relationships, people that are like-minded like you are, right? That are wanting the same thing for people. And that's a pretty powerful place, guys. I believe everyone needs ACN because we truly can help a lot of people. And like I said, like-minded people just wanting to help other people. And ACN's a vehicle for that. And we're very blessed that we have amazing co-founders, amazing leaders. And Mr. Thomas will tell you, I'm always calling him and picking his brain, and asking about all kinds of things. I mean, he's a very knowledgeable individual. And, I love, they say iron sharpens iron, right? So, get with people and help people grow as a person, help people grow in this business. And one day you're going to look back, you're going to be the one here talking. You're going to be the one sharing your story. And I think that's probably the most gratifying, thing that I could get out of ACN, is watching other people win. And I'll leave you with this. One of my favorite things, still to this day, is going to events and hearing people's story. Their story. I can remember going early on, and I grew up in the Bay Area, pretty rough neighborhood, and if you cried, we would pick on you as kids, right? In this business, you're gonna cry. I guarantee you're gonna cry. Matter of fact, the tougher you are, the more you're gonna cry in this business. And it's because when somebody shares from their heart their story, maybe where they were, what this business did for them, and you could feel that, guys, in your heart and your soul. We all know Mr. Dean Tirali, phenomenal leader. He's an actor, right? He's a true actor, has been in many commercials, but he still couldn't fabricate an authentic story. When someone shares their story, you can't make that up. You could just feel it in your soul. And that was what cemented me in this business, is hearing other people in their stories. I remember a guy in Texas who was getting promoted to TCRD at the time, years ago. And this young man's crying, and I'm starting to cry, and I didn't even know why. He couldn't read or write, and he was a top producer at the time, speaking on stage. And when he told us he couldn't read or write, I almost fell out of my chair. So some of the stories, guys, were always my favorite. I love going to the events, and couldn't wait to get emotional from hearing those stories. And I haven't told many people that story, but that's what I love about this business, because it's real, guys. It doesn't get realer than that. So With that being said, Mr. Thomas, um, hopefully some of that is helpful for you guys.
Mr. Seavers, thank you. I mean, when you said that guy cannot read or write, I'm sitting there taking notes on that. And all of us on this call can read and write. I mean, I'm probably the dumbest guy on here because I need pictures. But that means if he can't read nor write and he hit a high position in our company, that's powerful. Can you give everybody an insight, give us like 1, 2 of the struggles you had when you first got started, a couple of challenges you might have had or things that were a challenge for you as you start building your business?
You know, what's funny is we're all going to have challenges, right, in this business. And I remember signing up. So here's my story. My wife's friend, Jenny, invited me to her house. I filled out the rep agreement that night with a check, and I left the next day. As Mr. Thomas said, I'm an outdoors guy. I like to fish and hunt and stuff like that. So I went to Idaho for 2 weeks. So just picture this for a minute. You sign up a brand new IBO today, and they disappear tomorrow for the next 2 weeks. You know, when someone first signs up, that's when their excitement level's high, fear is down, great time to, get things done. So I leave, and what do we tell people? Hey, listen, you haven't been trained yet. Let us train you first before you go talk to people. I go to Idaho, and one of my business partners that I'm hunting with, him and I were buying lots and building houses at the time. And I'm like, man, I got to tell him about this business. It's $499 back then. I go, it's $500. He'll do it. Listen, guys, everyone I talked to told me, oh, you got took in, things don't work. And so for 2 weeks, all I'm hearing is negativity. 14-hour drive home. I call my wife and I said, it's $500. Whatever. And I mentally quit in my brain, mentally quit. And I got home, and I remember Mr. and Mrs. Lacey reminded me, said, well, do you remember you haven't been trained yet? And back then, we had no YouTube. We had no ACN Compass, nothing. There was none of that stuff. We had cassette tapes of audios of people like you're hearing today, or, maybe they recorded Mr. Thomas or, other leaders. And we were listening to these audio, and there was one VHS tape back in the day. It was a VHS tape, and they lent it to me. And I remember watching it over and over and over. And Mr. Mike Basutti was one of the individuals training on that tape. And I had 2 weeks left of the 30 days. There was a bonus, like you see today. Well, not the same. We had to do a lot more than what you got to do today. And so I went to some training. In that 2 weeks, I hit the bonus. I actually got a chance to meet Mr. Basutti because there was a big event, of course. And I think back on that. What if I would have just quit and not went to the training? My life would be a lot different than it is today, right? So the events are truly key, guys. You're all going to have ups and downs. I love the fact that we train the apples, right? Red apple, green apple. We call it still rotten apple, not rotten person, just rotten to the opportunity. And a lot of times we before someone leaves, I like to tell them, you're going to run into one of those 3 people. Because I think a lot of people are not prepared for that. They're not prepared that I was so excited. I was like, why wouldn't everybody do this business? Never did network marketing, never had anything negative in my mind about it. So when people started saying negative things, I was like really blown away. Like, are you kidding me? Why wouldn't you do this business? So I think if I didn't, go back and listen to the coaches and get trained, and then, be able to know that I'm going to run into those people, I probably wouldn't be here today. So I encourage you guys to prepare people. Let them know not everybody's going to be positive, right? You're going to run into some negative people. Don't let them steal your dream. We call them dream stealers.
Sir, that's a great answer. I think about what you just said, 2 weeks, but you came back, you could have not did this. But also, folks, listen what he said. He said he's been free for 15 years and replaced not 1, but 2 incomes. Let that sink in. He said that earlier. Not one, but two incomes. He replaced. He replaced. That's powerful. And think about what he also said. As a sanitation engineer, he was hurting so bad he couldn't move. He was looking for something else. Don't let that be you folks out there listening in. I know some, hey, I got a good job. I know you got benefits. I know. But what if something happened to you? How much residuals do you have coming to the door? Can you replace? See, that's the goal. Replace the incomes. That was very powerful. Sir, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for just sharing with us. And I know you're heading up to the lake because you can. Leave the shotguns at home, but I know you probably take 3 or 4 guns with you. Give us a word in closing for the brand new IBOs who just got in the last 45 days. What advice would you give them?
Man, that's a great question. Well, I would first of all, I would ask, ask yourself what do you want out of this business, right? Because you want to set a goal. You need to know, we need to know so we can help you accomplish that goal. And I know in the beginning, you could be looking at it as, oh, I just want to make a few extra bucks. It's still your plan B, like I said, my job was going good at the time. Or you want to fire your boss. See, when we know that, we can help set a plan of action in place, but definitely do something. A brand new person's got to set some goals. One of the things that I would say is create a story. Create a story. See, Sandra, as I mentioned, she didn't get off to a great start in the beginning, but once we got her to training and she set some goals and we drew out a roadmap, she created a story. If you're brand new, hopefully you're under 30 days. Let's get you that ETL bonus and create a story with you, because facts tell and stories sell. So we want to help people create stories. And listen, if you've been in, even over 45 days, you can press restart today and let's go to work and set a goal. Let's create a story with you that we could share with other people, because that's what's going to literally put things into motion, is telling that story. And ultimately, guys, under 45 days, and honestly, this is for everybody, get your list back out. One of the things we do in that leadership training that I was talking about is I do the recruiting side, and I have everybody, no matter how long you've been in the business, get out your 100 names list. If you don't have it here, I pass it out to everyone in the room and have them redo 100 names list. And this is, I do a whole training on this. Some of you've seen Jeff Street do a training on this, where he'll take literally like a piece of cardboard, not cardboard, it's like construction paper, and draw out 100 squares. So if you're brand new, think about this for 1 minute here. If you're brand new and we say, hey, make a list of 100 names and numbers, most people don't do that. A very high number of people do not do that. They bring 10 names to the table, 20 names to the table. They talk to 10 people, maybe 1 or 2 show up. If you truly just totally put into a numbers game and said, you know what, I'm going to actually do what the leader's asking me to do. I'm going to write 100 names down, and your goal is this. How about in the first 30 days, you truly get 100 people personally to just see the business? Just see it. Whatever happens, happens. If you get 100 people to just look at the business, watch a presentation, you're going to have so many people to run with. Let's say 10 people joined and they made 100 names list, and now they're getting 100 people to just see the business in the next 30 days after that. You're talking 1,000 people. What if you're getting 3 out of 10? I mean, that's very realistic, very realistic. Your numbers will go through the roof. So if you really want to explode this business, that's what I would encourage. I honestly believe this. If Mr. Thomas, myself, Julian, a lot of us said, if we could go back and restart today, I guarantee we'll go RD in like a week. We would hit positions so fast. And it's not because we're, great at anything. It's because of what we learned. We know it works, and we would go, and especially with what's on the table, guys, it would be unreal. So I believe you guys can do it. You just have to go through the numbers. The guy, Jeff, I was telling you about, we were talking yesterday, you think this is his 2nd week in the business, and when the system catches up, he's going to be at like 50 personal points already. I mean, it's unreal. His goal is to hit 75. You know, he's obviously got goals. So think about that is I just believe everyone could do this super fast. We just have to take action. That's the main thing is us taking action. And when that happens, imagine we start popping 30-day RDs, because I believe 30-day RD is very realistic. People are doing it in 90 days, 180 days. But if you wanted to, wherever you're at today, I bet you can go RD in the next 30 days. I believe it, honestly. You just have to make the decision. You have to make the decision to do it. This group right here, in probably the last maybe 3 weeks, about 200 points in that leg with this one group that we're working with. Do that a couple of times, where would you be? Regional director with momentum, which is key. Regional director with momentum, and now you're the story. You become the story that you can share with other people because you've actually did it.